Brody here, and today I'm going to be breaking down a jet washer, and the scrap merchant said it was worth a couple of pound. I reckon it's going to be worth more. What do you reckon? So this is the beast. It was absolutely filthy. I give it a good hose down before I started, but of course I couldn't get everywhere. Everything on this machine is star screws. Lucky I got my little DeWalt set though. Actually it's Draper, it's not DeWalt, is it? No. Begins with a D. That's close enough. If you prefer your videos without the yakking, then there's a similar video I've already put out without talking, and it hasn't got the woodwork or some metal work which I do in this video. This switching unit may be interesting. There's going to be a little bit of brass inside. Not much in weight though. But what it has got on that one, what looks to be like a little bit of silver on the contact. I think I'll probably need 1,000 of them to actually register on my little scales. Capacitors, not worth the hassle, they're full of muck. I'll just dump that. And it really has got a lot of screws in this. And they're all incredibly tight as well. There it is, that's the first monster that you'll see. I do keep a tally of the monsters that I find in this video. I didn't actually see that one, but we do see it later on though. Another little micro switch. Now that's probably got silver in it as well. Little micro dots of it. Yep, that one has. I shall keep all of these separate. Melt them down when I got a load. Although this unit weighed about 15 kilograms when you first saw it, about 5 kilograms of that was plastic, maybe even more. Look at that, plays with a bit of wire and ignores his expensive tools. Typical cat. Now there's some little metal lugs which cannot be undone. Well, they might be able to undo them. I tried with the mould grips and that lot, but they wouldn't come. Sawing it and smashing it, that did the job. The plastic is so brittle on this thing now. And that disgusting thing, I believe, is a slow worm tail, or possibly a lizard's tail. The other thing which I found when I hosed it down was one of those bloody great hairy spiders, those house spiders. There was one of them in there. That was just gross. There he is. And look, a slug. I also found 4 or maybe 5 snails. So that is the most bug-ridden monstrosity that I've had the mispleasure of bringing into my workshop. And you saw how filthy it was on the back, and it was seriously covered like that. Now there's 4 really tight screws, big ones, on that unit, and unfortunately the camera wasn't running, but that's a lot of oil that's leaked all over my desk. It went over everything, all the tools, the lot, just one huge great pool with it. I thought, give the old cat litter a try. I've got this cat litter. It's a different one to the one that my cat uses for making green sand with. This is the old clumping stuff. And I'll have a little go at casting later. And I'll tell you, for clearing up oil, that is absolutely brilliant. Of course it just ends up as dust and just disappears. So remains of a spider there, I think. And that's what was holding all that oil in. Nice focus on the door there. I think they must be very, very powerful valves. All good aluminium though. That screw I could not get undone, and I could not get anything to lever it with either. So I'll just take out what I can. These are really tight. Couldn't do them by hand at all. And I couldn't get that plastic thing off either. I levered it, grabbed it with the old mould grips and tried to rip it off. No way. Greasy tools and greasy fingers. glad all these plasticky bits are coming out. I really hate to put a lump of aluminium in the pot with any plastic attached. Same with wire, I just don't want that pollution going up in the atmosphere. But this one's, I think I can pick this one completely clean. Now these are difficult to get off. But they're meant to, they're not meant to come off at all. But they do in the end. And it makes it even more difficult when I can't hunch over it. And I have to try and give you a good angle, give you a good view of it. So oily still. That came out nicely, nothing left on that one. I watched a video today on angle grinder safety and the things that people do with them. Turning them into chainsaws and powered brooms. Just craziness. I had one of those cutting discs explode on me once. That was pretty scary. No harm done, but hence big gloves. I am wearing a full face shield as well, just in case. Beautiful cotter, that'll cut off easy and stick it on the bouncy table. Right, here we go for the melt. I know it's the bit you've been waiting for. After I'm done with the jet washer, I'm going to melt down some more of that greenhouse. I think that was alright first time. Here we go, bouncy table. Oh, a little bit too bouncy, I think. And there you go, all done. As you can see, Red Tub's got a new job. It can't hold water anymore, so he had to get replaced. It's just a sad fact of life. This one doesn't fit in the pot. So I'll just give it a bash. Or maybe I'll just try and bury it into the mud. I'll have to deal with this later. It's cooled down too much. It just won't catch. In with the blowtorch. Right, this is the last of the aluminium from the jet wash. Actually, no, that isn't. That's the other view of the first pour. A little bit of bonus footage for you that there. And there's the new star, green tub. I'll see if I can keep this one working for more than a couple of melts. I think it's meant to be Halloween candy, but I ate it all myself. This chap has been singing and cawing and making all weird noises all afternoon, right above me. I've started to get a really big pile of aluminium dross. I should have to do a meltdown. Chuck a bit of salt in. Right, now this one definitely is the last of the jet washer. With musical accompaniment from that crow above me. Not the best view. Poor old sunflower there. That's been got by the squirrels and birds. Probably rats as well. It's another nice day. We've been really lucky. It hammered down with rain yesterday. Sun's still quite high in the sky, so we've got another hour or so before it starts getting a bit dark. I do get great pleasure from slowly dunking them in. Don't know about you lot, I really like it. Now that is what you think it is. It is my bog brush holder. Now I made a sprue, a spinner and a runner on Friday it was. There's the sprue. Turned it on a lathe. I'll show you later. And I haven't got anything tall enough to actually cast that in, so I thought, just fill it full of sand, poke it in the hole, and there you go. Now I've never casted anything. This is my own green sand. So I'm rather worried that it might be too wet. It might just bubble up. There's no venting in there, but I haven't packed the sand down tight purposely. So any steam or anything hopefully will percolate out through the sand. And all I'll do there is smooth that off so it doesn't wash any sand in. Here we go. This unfortunately is not my own personal lathe or workshop. I went down to a place called The Shed. You've probably got one near you. It's for older people like me, you know. Which is where I learnt wood turning. And I've lowered the volume on this so it doesn't blow your ears out. I've had a lot of experience when I was down here beforehand. I used to turn everything, anything. Made some wonderful bowls out of some exotic woods. This is a bit of old table leg. So it's dry as a bone, this is. And I was thinking to myself, this is really, really hard work. I haven't wood turned for about 3 years. And in hindsight, I realised it's because this spindle gouge is completely blunt. It's not the bone dry wood. It's not super tough wood. It's just a completely blunt gouge. So I swapped over to this big old roughing out one, and it cuts a tree so much easier. I won't bore you with the whole process. It just cuts to relatively interesting bits. Just measure up between 8 and 11 millimeters I want. Use this other tool, it's cutting off tool. It cuts things down nicely to size. Now this is a flat edge scraper or chisel, whatever you want to call it, and it's really good at removing undulations. As long as you keep this moving, it'll really take those undulations out, and tool marks of course. I'm just using a ruler there to see if there's any high spots. And you don't just make a little mark, you make a big mark. Because once it's spinning, it virtually goes invisible. But you can still see where it's dirty. That's looking good now. Use a sandpaper block. Keep it moving. Always keep it moving. Faster the better. That's another good way of doing it as well. And just work your way down to finer and finer grit. People have sometimes asked me, what shall I do with my old sandpaper? Chuck it in the bin. That's all it's fit for. And there you go, one sprue. Now I need to make a spinner. I've got the lathe on a slow speed, but I haven't placed it really exactly there. But that's not a great problem. You just got to be a little bit gentle with it. Now the ones I've seen have the little bulb which you can see on the right hand side, and the vent is a separate piece altogether. And I thought to myself, I still don't know whether it's a good idea. Why not have it all in one? But I haven't tried it yet, so if it is no good, I can easily drill a hole in that one and push a bit of doweling through it. There you go, one sprue and one spinner. And this is the casting box I made. Now you may be thinking that that's really big. Well, you're right, it is too big. As I shall find out later. There's no sound in this bit because there was people talking. Right, so let's cast the sprue. I'm very nervous here. Fine, I pulled it onto the side so all the air could come out. Not a bubble, not a splurt, no explosion or anything. So I put the runner in here, and when I lifted the box up it just collapsed. So it's far too big. So now I've got to pack all this sand away. Someone else enjoying the sunshine? The dreaded skulls. I fouled up twice last time I tried this, so I'm going to be really careful this time. And completely fluff it. These are the ones that I made last week. Now the overspill is only 1 millimetre thick, so I can easily snip through it because it's only aluminium, saving all the bits of course. What I want to do is stick them back to back like that. But it's huge gap, so I'm going to have to do a bit of work on the back. And it's a bit of a messy job, so put your best towel down. It's a nice little dish that. And select a piece of wet and dry. That'll do. 240 grit. No, use the 240. 240's fine. I did use the 240. I put a bit of soap in the water as well. There you go, all the way around the outside. It's got a dead straight line now. Not perfect, but it'll do for this little test. And today's video was sponsored by no one. As soon as I put this glue on, it reacted with the aluminium, started to turn it like grey in colour. And all I need to do is stick them in this little drill vise and leave it for 24 hours. Now they're stuck together, I can start cleaning it up a bit. But that vise is just not good enough. That's it roughed out. All I have to do now is polish it up. That process did not take long at all. Any old scratch remover will do. Now I'm using a hard tip. I found the harder tips will make the rubbing compound work a lot better when you first start, but it does leave marks, so that's a nice soft one to buff it all up with. Cover your hand when you first start it. It goes everywhere. I'll just give it a buff up all over. And there you go. One double-sided skull. And that one's even got a little Harry Potter scar on it. So I'm going to name it Ron Weasley on that side and Harry Potter on the other. Right, let's see what this sprue turns out like. It's as good as I hoped it would be. There's a little bit of sand texture down the bottom where I should have packed the sand a little bit tighter. Oh, please do. Stupid enough to have another go. Oh, just not quick enough to stop it. This is greenhouse. This is really yielding a lot of aluminium. And then rain stops play. I really do need to clear up all that mess. And look at that. Absolutely beautiful double rainbow. The camera doesn't pick out the colours or brightness of it. It was absolutely fantastic. Amazing. So let's find out what we got from this jet washer. I was offered £2 for the complete unit. Nearly a kilo of copper there. That's got to be worth a few bob. And we'll just weigh up, see how much of greenhouse I got. Don't forget the sprue. There we go, thank you. So there you have it. £3 of alley, £5.40 of copper. That's a lot more than £2. And I didn't use up that much gas. And I forgot to add this aluminium as well. I left it at home. But it has got a fair bit of iron in it. Thank you for watching. See you next week.